I could not hate baths anymore.
Hey, Shiro! How am I supposed to wash you if you keep squirming like that?
Come on, sis. After all the craziness that went down today, I'd say a bath is definitely in order. Just go with it.
I hate taking baths because it makes my hair stiff.
If that's the case, why don't you try some of my shampoo?
Where the hell did you come from, Jabril?
Suffering from tired, dried-out hair? Get soft, silky, flowing tresses with Flugel's very own Spirit Water Blend. And, as a bonus, I, Jabril, your new slave, will even throw in a free back scrubbing from my masters. Let me explore those hot alien bodies.
Shiro, watch out! Her very existence is 18 and over!
Jabril, wait.
Oh.
You just sit there and watch, naughty girl.
What? That's not fair! The stupid steam's covering up all the good stuff!
Look at that, already bossing her around like a pro. You've really made your big brother proud, learning to crack the whip at such a young age.
I really hate the fact that I'm starting to get used to this crap. I prepared it for my masters. I do believe in your country they call it a kitchen. Excuse me, Steve.
It's Steph! My name is Stephanie Dola!
Well, Dola is ugly and I don't care for you much anyway, so I'm gonna call you something easier to remember, like Dolly.
Dolly?
By the way, I received a message from Sora.
Looks like there's plenty of sugar and butter here, so feel free to bake whatever you want.
Message ends.
Really? Oh, think of all the desserts I could make with this! Hold on! That's just their backhanded way of getting me to bake goodies for them! Why do they always try to take advantage of poor little me?
But if it weren't for you, we would have lost. Thanks a lot, Steph.
So this is how the lowly humanity experienced that strange feeling called love, isn't it?
Love? No, you're wrong!
I believe you were ordered to fall in love, not stay in love. So what's the deal, Dolly? Why do you still seem to be so affected by it? At first, I thought you were useless, but your clownish behavior is actually quite amusing.
Greetings, Kurumi. I'm finally back. You wanted some information, right? Or was it food? Wait, I know. How about me?
Thanks, but I'll take my clothes first. This is great.
We have that poor girl you beat in the tournament to thank. Ever since she started enacting the new king's policies, the quality of life in Elkia has really started to improve.
Whatever. Little princess. She's just the puppet of a puppet, and as shameless as her grandfather was foolish.
I know you feel guilty for trying to cheat her out of the kingdom, and I know you've been working on an apology when you didn't think I was watching. You're so adorable, Kurumi.
Hey, how do you... more importantly, don't you have any intel to report?
Oh, well, this and that. It seems that the new king has somehow acquired a Flugel as a personal slave, and he's really interested in the Eastern Federation. I think that's about it.
All of that's true?
Okay, maybe I got a little carried away, but remember, it's for the sake of humanity. It definitely has nothing to do with being in love.
Now then, dear Jabril, tell me what you know about the Eastern Federation.
the sexy animal girl paradise we're about to conquer.
Well, I guess this country's pretty much done for.
As you wish, my king. The various war beast clans were embroiled in a civil war for many years, mostly due to physical differences. But the Shrine Priestess put an end to the battles in less than half a century. The clans unified into a massive naval empire and became the world's third largest country, the Eastern Federation.
So, a land of cat girls, dog girls, fox girls, rabbit girls, and all other kinds of animal girls, and they'll all be mine. All right, we must conquer them at once. But to do that, we'll need to utilize all that precious knowledge you've been collecting over the last millennia.
I'm sorry, Master. I doubt that would do much good. Unfortunately, I can think of no path to victory when it comes to facing the Eastern Federation.
Jabril, you don't mean that.
You're saying Blank can't win?
Not quite. What I mean is, I won't be of much help in forming your strategy. There was once a time where I, too, fought the Eastern Federation and lost.
That settles it. I knew Elkia had another nation's support. It must be the war beasts.
Okay then, so what do you think is going on?
You, of all people, should know. On at least 4 occasions, Elvengard challenged the Eastern Federation and lost each time.
We might have won if the players weren't those senile elders, but okay.
The point is, when I faced Blank, I lost. And that means they were able to overcome your elven magic, and that Flugel was next. In other words, they must be using some sort of war beast sorcery that even an elf couldn't detect.
Are you sure?
That's gotta be it. There's no way humanity could beat a higher race by itself.
Don't underestimate humanity.
He's got some nerve.
So you and the elves both got your asses handed to you? What the hell kind of game did you play anyway?
When setting the rules, one of the Federation's conditions is that the loser has their memories of the game erased. Now, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. It's impossible.
What do you mean it's impossible?
If they wipe your memories when you lose and you have no recollection of the game, how are you going to adapt your strategy the next time you challenge them? To top it off, they can also read your mind? How are we supposed to beat a race like that?
Don't be such a Steph. It's pretty obvious.
Huh? No, wait a second. It doesn't add up.
What doesn't?
Since trying to beat the war beast is so pointless, their enemies should eventually stop trying, right?
It would be less painful that way for everyone.
That, dear sis, is why you suck at strategy games, despite being a little smarter than me. They've got some kind of slam dunk method of beating Flugel and even elves. Why don't they pretend like they're vulnerable instead? Then they'd lure the enemy in, give them a healthy beatdown, and snatch their land. Easy.
That playstyle is just mean.
Appalled!
There is something weird about it, though. How could they have expanded their country so much in just half a century?
See? I told you it's strange! You don't
Master,
really think
wait.
I mean,
I
do
just
you?
thought of
Look,
something.
can't
I
always
think
be
I might
one
be
or
able to
the other,
explain how that
nice guy.
happened.
Oh, really now? Well, let's hear it.
Oh, I saw something in here somewhere. Only one country has challenged the Eastern Federation in the last 10 years.
Only one? Who's dumb enough to do that?
Why don't I just show you? It'll be faster. Come along, Dolly. You're going with us. All right then, Masters. Hold on tight and don't let go.
Oh?
Now then, if everyone is ready.
What's going on?
Wow, it's so nice and clear today.
Jabril, what the heck did you just do?
Ever hear of teleporting?
Right. I keep forgetting. I'm living in a fantasy world now.
So, how far can you teleport?
I can travel as far as I can see and to any location I've visited before.
So a zoom spell.
How is poor little humanity able to survive in a war against a whole race full of monsters like her?
That's been the most perplexing mystery in all our history.
I remember it like it was just yesterday. The Dragonia, Giganto, and Old Deuce all storming the battlefield. 50 Flugel desperately fighting to sever a single dragon's head, and then 200 of our finest facing a god in vain. Why, I can almost smell the blood. Ah, yes, the good old days. Have a look over there, Master.
What am I looking at here? Some ugly high-rise crapping up the fantasy landscape?
It's huge.
Oh, that's the Eastern Federation's Elkian embassy.
Well, that kind of seems like overkill, don't you think?
Actually, that used to be the Elkian Palace, but the Eastern Federation did a bit of remodeling.
Ah. Hey, hold on! So that place used to be your palace? Why do they have it?
All starting to make sense now, Master?
Huh?
In the last 10 years, only one country has challenged the Federation.
Uh-huh. And blew it, too.
Yeah, the challenger was Elkia. You hanging in there, Sora?
Yeah, sorry. Just wallowing in despair, that's all. Even the elves gave up after 4 losses, but Elkia challenged these guys 8 times and bet half its kingdom? I'm starting to think that old king really was an idiot.
Hey, what was that? Weren't you the one that kept claiming that he was right despite what everyone else said?
And thanks to his recklessness, your territory got cut in half. You expect me to defend that? Can you just imagine all the industry and farming we could have if the country still had all that land? Man, he was as hopeless as you are. Did he just suck at getting lucky, thinking if he kept trying that eventually he might somehow win?
Okay, maybe it's true that my grandfather wasn't good at games, but he wasn't stupid enough to risk the 3 million lives under his care unless he had a good reason. The people came first. Unlike the two of you, he was kind and loving and reasonable at least.
Well, excuse me for being cruel and awful. Huh. Besides, if throwing away half your shit qualifies you as reasonable, then I'm happier being a jerk. Maybe you're right and he was a good king. But just a good king for a bunch of whiners that won't take things into their own hands. That's more likely. Useless friggin' humans. Completely hopeless, every last one of them. Huh?
You can go ahead and mock me, I don't care. But don't insult my grandfather or what he believed in.
Hey, Steph, wait, come back.
Too far, way too far.
After finding out about this ridiculous state of affairs, how else should I react?
Oh. They're yummy.
Damn. They are good.
Granddaddy, what's this key for?
Well, sweetie, it opens the lock to something I've stored away that's very important.
Oh, I've heard about that! So it's for your secret man books that you can't show to other people?
No, my dear, that's something else. I mean, this key. This is a key of hope.
Hope, huh?
Maybe someday it will belong to you.
What do I do with it, Granddaddy?
I want you to find someone very special to give it to. Someone to whom you can entrust our kingdom. Someone who can carry the weight of humanity's future.
Like hell I'm ever giving this to that stupid—
Hey there, you got a second?
What the heck are you doing here?
Dolly,
This is
I highly
trespassing.
recommend
I
that you
could've been
return to the
naked,
library
you know?
immediately.
What's going on now?
Though I came here on my own, I feel your presence would benefit my master. However, I won't force you.
This is so ridiculous, like they even care about me! Fine, I'll go!
Master, no matter how hard you look, I doubt you'll find evidence to justify the king's foolish actions.
No, that's not what I'm looking for. Something about this is bugging me, though.
You wouldn't happen to be looking for clues to help Dolly feel better now, would you?
Look, I'm just reviewing all the info so I don't make the same mistake on my Animal Girl Kingdom conquest. So, anyway, why'd the former king challenge the Federation 8 times? A reasonable man responsible for 3 million people wouldn't just rush into defeat again and again. Right here. Isn't this the first place he offered up as a wager?
That's an Armatide mine, isn't it?
Even though it's a valuable metal, humanity doesn't have the technology to refine it, so it's worthless to us. Then here's the second bet, and the third bet, the fourth bet, and finally, the 8th here. Up till the very last game, when he bet the castle, looks like he didn't wager anything of value. Come on, I know he had a reason for it, but why?
Master?
Why wipe challengers' memories when it only discourages them? Why did Elvengard challenge them 4 times? Why did the former king... No, wait. Maybe he stopped at 8 because maybe by the 8th time, he actually achieved his goal. There's no written proof, but what if the last king didn't lose his memories after all?
Master,
Huh?
please don't take this as being rude. But from what I've seen, not all humanity act with the same forethought and intention as you.
Not all, but I'm sure some of them do. And most of the time, they're probably misunderstood. Now, as the new king, it's my duty to try and understand them. I know what you're thinking. How can I possibly believe that an inferior race like humanity actually has a chance?
No, I wasn't thinking that at all.
The answer is simple, really. If you want to know the truth, I don't believe in humanity. Humans are lowly and stupid creatures, every single last one of them, including me. They're all crap. Doesn't matter what planet they're from. This one or my old one. Not a damn thing's changed a bit.
Oh.
I've heard enough.
However, I believe in humanity's potential. If you need proof, it's right here. This little human is the real deal. She's a shining example of our potential, our strength, our hope, and our dreams that reach even beyond the gods. I remember the first day we met. It was almost 8 years ago. Back then, she was only 3. The first time she heard my name, guess what her response was?
You seem so empty.
First off, she knew that my name meant sky, and then she noticed that I was smiling, just because everyone else in the room was. A double entendre at 3 years old. I was so pumped. This was it. I found someone who was worth something. Also, I wanted to be like her, or at least try. You know, back in our old world, humans can fly through the sky and even travel amongst the stars.
Sorry, but that's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah, no kidding. Even humanity itself doubted any of that was possible. But someone eventually pulled it off. The real deal pulled it off. That's why it's up to us to ensure that the potential of the misunderstood gets realized before it all goes to waste. And that's the reason why I need to start believing in him. The former king was right.
Sora. I have something that I want to give you.
There's no doubt. It's his port.
I knew it! My life's
But
just a
my dear
big
master,
mistake.
which door do you think it goes to?
People usually stash their porn in their own room. So then, it's this one.
Actually, Sis and I found it a long time ago.
Peace.
Huh?
Remember when I said this bed was lopsided and hard to sleep on? That was just the start of the puzzle, with a little messing around here and there. Ah, there you go. One secret room coming right up.
I give up. I don't know anything.
Oh.
I leave this in hopes that you will not be humanity's last king, but rather the one who restores it. I admit I am not a wise king. In fact, I fully expect to be remembered as one of the most foolish. But that is of no matter. I take up this pen for the future king, the one who will one day bring us to glory. All I can do is trust that the story of my pathetic and seemingly hopeless struggles will someday assist you in your quest as our next king.
I knew it! The old king didn't have his memories erased after all. Unlike the elves, the war beasts knew humanity didn't stand a chance to win and looked down on them as easy prey. They didn't erase his memories because they wanted him to keep trying.
Was that some way to lure him in?
They purposefully went easy on him to make him think he could beat them the next time. But still, the king knew that, and he challenged them anyway, hoping to figure out how their game worked. He deliberately gave them useless land that he'd eventually try to take back.
So then, if he played so many times, why didn't he reveal the secrets of the game to anyone?
They probably made him take a pledge, like he couldn't tell people as long as he lived.
So it was all for nothing?
Not quite. Once he died, the pledge no longer applied. He bet 8 times, but then he found a loophole in the pledges, then entrusted that information to the next king, humanity's greatest gambler.
That's why he set up a gambling tournament to find the next ruler, even if it ousted Steph.
Your former king? He made a bet. He bet that a human, someone from the lowest ranked race, would rise up and crush all the other races.
The possibility rests ever so close to naught. However, it still remains.
Steph. He just pretended to be a fool, lost the bets, but kept trying. In reality, he was a great man, trying to save humanity up until his death. This is his trust in our people. You know what, Steph? Your old Gramps... No, sorry. I mean the former king. He really was a great man after all.
Granddaddy! Granddaddy!
Well, it sure is one hell of a task he threw at us.
Don't worry, Sora. You and I can do it.
See, Jabril? Not all humans are so bad. What you think? You ready for this?
Yes. Ready indeed, Master.
Eastern Federation! Your head's gonna look mighty nice on the end of this pike.